In this video, I'm going to show you how to place the rear door handle on this Ford Excursion. Located right on the outside of your door, let's get started. Remove this red lens or reflector off of the bottom of the door panel. Use a little screwdriver to pry in right here where this cutout is, and that will expose a fastener that holds on the door panel. Use a 7mm socket to remove this bolt. Set that aside. Let's remove the window switch. Use a trim tool, plastic preferably, so you don't damage anything, and just pry up on it. It should pop out of its clips, just like that. And then disconnect the electrical connector. So if you look on the back side of it, you'll see the tab that it locks in with. Just wiggle it, put that aside. Looks like for me, this clip popped out of the switch itself, so I'm going to try to fish it out of here. Typically, this should stay in the switch, but if this happens to you, just pinch it and pull it up and through the door panel. And then it gets reattached right here. Right behind here, you'll see another bolt. So take a 7mm socket and remove this one as well. Now take the whole door panel and lift it straight up. Pull it away, set it aside. Peel the vapor barrier off. It might be stuck with a little bit of glue here and there. Just try not to tear it. And you don't have to remove it completely, just pull it out of the way like this so we can expose this large opening that we're going to work through. Looking inside the door, you'll see that from the door handle, there's this rod that comes down and locks with a green locking tab. I'm using a pick to try to unhook it. And what you want to do is just go on the outside of it and basically pull that clip out. Alright, so I basically just popped it open and then that rod comes out. Use an 11mm socket or wrench and remove the two mounting nuts holding the door handle onto the door. One is at the bottom. Take that off. There's a grommet on the outside of the door right here. If you just peel it off, you may have to use a trim tool, or you can just pinch it and pull it. You'll have access to the other 11mm nut that holds the door handle on straight through this hole with an extension. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So, fish that in and remove the last bolt. I'm going to stick my hand in here just to try to not drop that mounting nut in the door. The mounting nut stayed on the stud, so I'm going to put a magnet in here and try to fish it out. There it is. With a plastic trim tool, remove the door handle from the outside. Just pry it out. Sometimes it gets a little bit stuck in here. There we go. There it is. If there's a lot of debris here, just wipe it off around where the door handle mounts so that it can seal up nicely when you put the new one on. You don't want it to clamp down on a bunch of dust and dirt. Take the new door handle, slide it down into position, and make sure the two mounting bolts line up. Press it on. Let's go on the inside and bolt it on. Let's reinstall the hardware, starting with this one at the top. Put the mounting nut on the stud and snug it up. That's bottomed out. Just going to give it about 1/8 of a turn at most. That's all it takes to tighten this up. You don't want to break anything or strip it out. Don't forget to reinstall your grommet to cover up this hole. And let's install the other mounting nut at the bottom. Snug it up. Same thing, just give it a little extra. Let's put in this rod into the retainer and lock it in by pressing this green tab over. Make sure it's actually pushed on and clicks. Reinstall the vapor barrier. Make sure it's seated, and let's bring over the door panel. As you bring the door panel in, make sure it lines up with all the hooks that lock it in and the lock indicator at the top. Make sure that doesn't get pinched down in there. Push it inward or towards the door and down at the same time, and just make sure it latched in. Reinstall the screw, holding on the door panel at the top. Snug it up. You don't need to go too tight. These are going into plastic and it'll strip out very easily. Let's plug the window switch back in. And just clip it on. Make sure that's locked in. And at the bottom, reinstall the other screw. And finally, the lens that covers it. And there you go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.